This is all part of the lower cowl area down here. So I've got to get it up to snuff, and then you see this big rusted out spot. I got to make this piece. I got to make a new piece to go in there. And it's mostly flat. But see, up near the dash, it's got this interesting little bead roll in it. Step that I'm going to have to duplicate. Like I did that one. Kinda might have overdone it, but I was really jamming it in there. I wanted good penetration, good solid weld. I'm going to do these two, maybe not quite as, a little bit less time than that one. I'm going to have to grind that off, some of it. That's okay. There we go. Now I need to do just a little bit more shaping up here. Need to pound this area down just a little bit to match that. So we pound this down a little bit, reshape this a little bit, and then we'll finish up this patch, hopefully. Okay. Got that patch all welded up, grinded up. Just blowing some holes right here. And in fact, I think I see a pinhole now. Yeah, a pinhole there, and that's done that about 3 times. I'm gonna put some of that U-pole fiber light short strand fiberglass filler over. But it's got to stay low because the cowl goes right over it. It'll never be seen again until the next idiot decides to restore this thing. Well, that's about 4 feet long. Oh Lord, what have I done? Put some short strand fiberglass, U-pole fiber light on that. I gotta sand it when it hardens up. Probably tomorrow. I mean, it'll be hard in no time, but I'm not gonna sand it too long. Maybe. But I gotta try to make this. But now that I got a bead roller, I should be able to. So it is what it is. Still got some of this rusty 20 gauge. Hope it's not too rusty. We'll find out. It'd be way better than the stuff that I'm cutting out, that's for sure. But this down here might leave some pits. So I didn't like that piece of 20 gauge I was going to use. It's too thin and it's too rusty. So I'm going to use some new 18 gauge, even though it's what I bought. It's not long enough, so I'll have to splice it together. So I got it marked off according to the cut edge where I cut it off for the old Camino. So now I got to try to match that arc. See, with a ruler and some tape, drum sanding paper for a spacer. I think I got that radius about right. It's probably a 20-foot radius or something, I don't know. And so now, if I don't, not too rough with my guide template thingy, I may have to start over. And then comparing it to the old one, see, there's the deep part of the bead is right here, but then there's this rolled edge that it's like two beads, S-curve kind of thing, which I'll probably do this with a hammer where I screwed up. I should have put the bead in it much sooner in the process. A little bit of oil canning going on there, because there's so much stretch happening. Really? That's pretty good. And the other piece, I don't know how many passes I made. I should have been counting. And the turns and all that. Pretty good. Now I've got to put them together like this. So I think I'll TIG weld those two together so it'll stay soft. The ends. Well, I'll cut this out first. Okay, I'm going to weld these two pieces together. I got it laying next to the old piece to get the angle right. Try to get these beads together. Got it fitting pretty good. Alright, I'm up inside the cab of the El Camino, and I'm holding my phone vertically because this is the way I got. See, we're on the rotisserie again still, and we got it almost 90 degrees, so usually standing right here and working on this, but right now I'm inside because I've got the new piece clamped in place down here where it's going to be butt welded. See, there's a little bit extra, not much by the time but anyway, all I did was line up the bead, the bead roll, original to the new, and laid it across there. And then I'm just gonna this. Okay, I got that marked. And of course, I probably should have deburred this edge first. There's a lot of, and it looks like I'm going to be removing my mark in this case in order to get it up close. And I still gotta roll this edge up this way to match. No, it's gotta roll this way. It's gotta roll opposite of this bead, so it kind of make an S. You can see that's the way the original is. If you make this stuff as accurate as possible, then hopefully it's good enough. Okay, I'm putting this little bend in it right here, and I'm putting it in the vise with about an 1/8 inch gap between the jaws and that bead, and then I'm just pulling on it like this, which takes both hands. Hang on. So I got it tilted over a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. Only done just a tiny bit, probably about half as much as I need to do. And then so I got to go all the way down the length of it. I did chop this off in the shear and then reform the edge of the bead where it was flattened out from the chop. Well, let me get that bent all the way down and then come back. Okay, I like that better. It's at least reminiscent of the piece I cut out. It's got a similar shape. Let's clamp it back in the elbow and see how. Oh wait, no, we haven't cut this yet. I'm gonna cut this, and part of me wants to leave a little bit of margin. Part of me wants to just cut it where I think it's gonna go, which means removing this line. See, like there, it's gonna be the one to our right. Yeah, let's cut it. As warbly and wobbly as it is. All right. This upper cowl, which we're replacing, there's the new one laying down there. Right now is in my way because I need to get to all this to prep and to weld my little homemade lower cowl section. I've got it fitting pretty nice. This is still spot welded in. And it's nice and rigid, even though, see, even this part is it's just hanging out there. It's not connected to the windshield area at all anymore. It's still nice and stiff. So I'm gonna cut along here, and I'll leave some of this angle on there to keep this nice and rigid, just because I don't want it flopping around. I want to be able to do some measurements, probably from here down. I probably should do that first. That way when I put the new one on, it'll be at the same height. This way. So I made these measurements. I put a little 90-degree corner to show me exactly where to put the tape measure. and then up to this mark is 3 1/32. Did the same thing here, number 2, number 3. See, number 3's got a little 90-degree mark to put the tape measure in. I'll show you. So, tape measure fits right in there. And that right there is 2 11/16, thereabouts. Same with that. So about 60. I just counted half of them. So about 60 holes. So okay, there it is. Oh, it's rusty glory. Get the new one. Yeah, almost ready to go in. All 4 corners are bent, shipping. I've got one more corner to straighten. So I started removing rust inside the lower cowl area. First I got to the hard to get to places with the flapper disc that's got the big bead around the edge of it. These things, 24 grit, really liking them. I don't know if they're, 36 grit, sorry. I don't know if they're worth it, but they work really good for a few minutes. And they got that shape to get going in places like that. And then I switched to a much cheaper option of the old-fashioned flexible grinding disc. And I gotta tell you, and those are 24 grit. That didn't last very long. I'm ready to change discs right now. I know you can trim those down and put them on a smaller backing plate, like a 3-inch, and go again. But for now, I'm just gonna change it out. See how it, instead of removing the rust, it burnished it in places. See? It shouldn't be that hard to get off, but it was starting to take too long. So I'm gonna change that out. I might use up 3 of these on this little project, which would be fine. They're really not very expensive. I can't tell you how much. I bought like a pack of 100 or something. This is cheaper, way cheaper than a flapper disc, that's for sure. Way cheaper. I think Fitzy is the one that I got that off of. You know, everybody loves these flapper discs now, but that's kind of old school, and it works really good and is a lot cheaper than other options. I don't have these backed off very far, so these cowl sides, whatever, that I repaired the lower part of, remember? What a mess. I need to vacuum, huh? And oh, and I've still got some places over here that I need to touch up with the welder and the grinder. It's the new piece in there. All the way from there to a similar area. See, it looks wavy, but this is supposed to be there, and this is supposed to be there. It's the way the lower cowl is shaped. And then there's another shape right here. So I'm pretty happy with it. I know it's not very pretty, but I'll get it all in one color of primer. It'll look pretty good, I think. And there's a few places I need to repair where I got carried away with the spot weld cutter, like right there. I went through. Lots of little stuff. Piece is nowhere near ready to go in, but it does fit. I've had it in there once, fit checking, so I don't think I'll need to fit check it anymore. I'm pretty happy with the way I took lots of measurements, compared them to the old one. It's not exactly the same. Maybe it'll fit better than the old one. You know, maybe the fenders will be easier to adjust. Who knows? But I'm gonna go with what I got. I think it'll be okay. Okay, second fit check. It's taking a lot of pressure to get it flat in this area. I feel a little hammery. Got holes punched in it. Sized them up to 5/16. I used my hole puncher, flanger, it makes a 1/4 inch hole. So I went ahead and took them up to 5/16 with a unibit and whatever. Call these things. And deburred the hole a little bit. Not too worried about it because it's going to get melted all around the edge of that thing. But oh yeah, I want to check, see how we're doing on height with all these clamps in there, and that is 3 and 1. It's between a 16th and an 8th, so it's supposed to be 3 and a 16th. First one. To check that. Yeah, 3 and 1/32. So I'm only off 32nd. Don't worry about that. I can hit it with my fist right along in here and probably bring it down to 32nd without kinking it or anything. So I'm not worried about that right now. And the way it fits up against this part, I like that. That gap looks good in there. I have this mark said 4 inches to this hole, and then this hole is all in a straight line. I've got that perfectly matched, so I care more about that, which gives me the placement of these holes. Also, I had made marks on the firewall where this thicker plate reinforcement. It's one of these. It's actually one of these. Here's the old one. And it's got the, I believe that's a fender mount nut right there. So I think that I have these placed correctly. This gap in here looks good for the most part. So what we'll do, we'll put some tacks down here where I've got so many clamps, and then we'll clamp at the center and work our way out from the center. I know it's a big panel, but it's got lots of shape, lots of form. I'm not worried about it warping or anything. It's gonna be fine. This all up in here, very rigid. What I am concerned about is this piece. I I suspect that this is more like a repair piece than it is an original type piece. I already found out that it's almost 3 times as thick as the original. And I have a feeling that this was intended to be used by cutting out this whole area and splicing this in instead of laying on top of it. I don't know. Somebody else knows. I didn't find anything like that on the internet, but it's so thick and so heavy that it's gonna stick out. It's gonna stick out more than the old one. So I think I'm gonna get a new windshield, and before I put this piece on, this is gonna go on. This is gonna go on the way I've got it clamped. But this, we're gonna have to trim some off of it, and I want it to lay down in there really good. If I could get it fitted on there where I felt like it wasn't sticking out any more than it should, then I'd go ahead without the windshield. Because after I get the windshield, then I've got to store it, keep it from getting broken. Okay, so I think you'd look better with a little primer on it. And, you know, like stand back 10 or 20 feet. Anyway, this is all used rust converter and then a coat of the zinc weld-through primer on it. So it's all ready to weld the cowl panel on. Wait, I got that little doodad to do right there first. Alright, I got this all clamped down, beat down, formed to the body. See, there's the A-pillar right there. There's the windshield opening. The dash is still flopping around. New cowl is in position. If I had about 50 clamps, they'd all be on there right now. But I did get these 3 big ones. It's supposed to be 8-inch throat, but they're bigger than that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to start tacking this along the edges. So I didn't drill this like I did these because it was spot welded, but I don't think my spot welder is going to be up to the task because it's like, I don't know, 4 layers, and I don't want to hold the trigger so long that I burn it up like I did with my first spot welder. So I'm just going to put some little tacks on the edges. All right, getting the cowl welded on. Got a bunch of rosette welds in it, and now I'm trying to get the balloon areas, as they call them, sucked down, clamped down enough to reattach. And right now we just got this one hole cracked, and I got one of my biggest clamps. Carpentry clamps, cabinet clamps, whatever you call them, on there. I might be able to move this one around as I go. So, nothing much to see, just a little, haven't done any grinding. Those welds will get smoothed up somewhat. It won't be drowning them very much. And then all that will get seam sealed. Okay, got it all welded in. Got it ground up. Need some wire brushing. This got it all sucked down as far as it would go. The windshield lays here. And then this other piece is going to go in like that. And it looks like it's laying down in there pretty good. Just imagine the windshield laying across there. It's a good fit. At that end, it's coming along. I think that's a good stopping point. Pulling my measurements in here, from here down to the lower cowl, all those came out really good. I had one that's off about 1/16, but the one right next to it right here is good. So I'm happy with that. And this gap along in here between my repair section of the lower cowl and the new upper cowl, that came out real nice. I'm happy with it. Right now, I'll lay the windshield in there and may not be as happy, but right now I'm happy with it. And then this should go back. I've got little match marks. Bring it back where it's supposed to be. And then this is gonna get probably all of this trimmed off. Which would be like the original. I don't know if GTO has all this extra stuff or what it is, but Chevelle El Camino 1968 does not, so it's gotta go. Thanks for watching.